What's up, everybody? It's your boy Slick Tactics, and Kingdom Hearts 3 is almost here. And of course, me and a few other people, like thousands of people on Twitch, have been playing the old Kingdom Hearts. So I decided, I should do a top 5 before 3 comes out. And of course, with me to help out is one of the great Keyblade Masters himself, Insavian.
I had nothing better to do.
Yes, he had nothing better to do but to help me out because he's on a payroll.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in with the top 5 Kingdom Hearts games. For number 5, we went by Birth by Sleep 0.2, mainly because, well, it was pretty entertaining. Granted, it was very short, like 2 hours, but the gameplay was very fun. This is definitely the best Magic has ever been. I just wanted to spam the crap out of Blizzard, Fire, and Thunder just because the animation was so great.
It was a really good idea to have them play off the fact that Aqua's just been in the world of darkness for so long, and having it as a quote-unquote tech demo to demonstrate how 3 is going to be playing kind of shows how A, we can still have a plot-related character, and B, the games can still kind of hold us over until 3. Not fully, but it gets the job done where it needs to.
Yeah, I kind of held off playing this because everybody kept telling me it was technically just a tech demo, nothing more, nothing less. But once I finally got my hands on it, I was like, oh, this is pretty entertaining. This was very fun to play. Granted, the same boss over and over like God of War, but all in all, it was still fun to fight that boss. It came back in a unique way every time.
Also, cosmetics are a thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about cosmetics. Yeah, that's pretty fun. I hope that they emulate that into 3, like, you know, customization colors.
Sora with cat ears?
Not the cat ears. I don't know. I'm talking about the colors. That's all I wanted.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Put on Sora with cat ears. For number 4, we have Dream Drop Distance, the 3DS exclusive title until recently. My first time playing this was actually in 2012 when the game first initially came out, so playing it again recently was pretty surprising. The main complaints that I have with the game are just the drop mechanics and how in the middle of a fight you can easily just get booted out and go back to either Riku or Sora from whoever you're playing as at the time, and that can be consistently annoying. But other than that, flow motion was really cool to run around. Dream Eaters, while sounding tedious, kind of became entertaining. You can have an entire team based off of people that you just name and you want, and the link mechanics are pretty cool because you get to combine with whatever Dream Eaters that you have at that point, and it became kind of entertaining, strangely enough.
Yeah, the Dream Eaters was definitely a fun concept, especially since they all came with unique abilities, and some are actually somewhat helpful more than Donald and Goofy. But definitely my favorite thing about Dream Drop was the flow motion. That just changed the whole concept of the game. That's what made me like it the most. But yeah, all in all, it's very colorful customizations, and originally for the 3DS, it was a very fun game.
Another interesting part that they added was the ability link system, where every Dream Eater will have their own set of skills that once you unlock, you can just have that in your ability system. So it kind of means that whatever Dream Eater you get is whatever abilities that you get. So it's kind of this, even though you'll have someone that you don't use in combat, you can still use them for their skills.
Yeah, just like they had the flower one where it was completely fire resistant, so if you're playing against somebody who uses a lot of fire, you want that flower on your team.
And the cat, no, not the cat, the sheep, it just puts people to sleep and you're just chilling. Stuff like that.
And then, of course, we got to talk about Balloon.
Oh god, Balloon's a really good skill.
Yes, but a lot of people frown upon it, saying that it's the easy way out.
Alright. How is it the easy way out?
Well, you know, the pros think that that ability is just OP and way too
pros.
strong. The pros.
The EVO finalists, top 8 versions of Kingdom Hearts 3. Why? The pros. But okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there who frown upon it, but all in all, I love the ability. Yes, it's OP, but guess what? I'm not fighting against another person, so I'ma spam out on them damn computers.
Yeah, that's totally fair. For a 3DS game, especially for a Kingdom Hearts game, it definitely stays true to its word. And as opposed to constantly getting dropped out, whether you want to or not, it's still a really fun title.
Yeah, shoot, you know how many times that I freaking dropped in the middle of a boss fight?
Yeah.
And also, For the worlds, these are definitely B-list worlds, and I'm pretty cool with like the Hunchback of Notre Dame and the Three Musketeers, but really, Fantasia? I couldn't think of nothing better for that one.
And you're calling it only B tier. No, these were mainly just Disney properties.
Yeah, but these are mostly like ones that were straight to video.
True. A little variety would have been kind of better. Yeah.
Number 3, it goes to the OG, the original Kingdom Hearts. All in all, this is, of course, the one that started it all. And the beginning idea of just some kid running around the Disney worlds was amazing. Because I remember when the trailers first came out, they never showed any of the Heartless or what exactly do you do. But since me being a Disney kid, it pulled me in, and the add-on to the Heartless in the main story just wowed the crap out of me when this game first came out.
It's fair to say that Disney was a gigantic inspiration for a bunch of RPG players to pick up the game. And considering people who already knew RPGs and Square Enix, the Final Fantasy characters definitely drew in a crowd as well. But once you put them together, you got a lot of people wanting to play your game. And since it was the first of a Kingdom Hearts title, anything could have happened and it would have been fine. It was the later iterations that took its first approach and just expanded upon it.
Yeah, because when it comes to story, this one was just, lenient. Everybody was able to understand the story from one. They captured all the princesses and you had to basically go save them from the darkness. And yeah, it was pretty cookie cutter. But all in all, to revisit all these Disney worlds and react the movie with this boy named Sora just made it extremely fun.
The platforming and camera angles could have been fixed though.
It was the first game.
Yeah. So why didn't they fix it?
They did later on.
Yeah, but they should have made patch notes, update the game. Alright.
Oh, what was your favorite key in 1?
Rumbling Rose?
Mine was the Metal Chocobo.
Oh god, that's a thing.
Yep. Even though it was kind of crappy, it was my favorite one to will because Cloud.
What's a Sora? Next up is Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, a PSP title that stars 3 characters that aren't Sora: Aqua, Ventus, and Terra. Ventus is... Terra is the Riku of the group, I should say. Boy of darkness. I feel like tanning Riku.
How about I chime in? From my opinion, Ventus is the speed type, Terra is the power type, while Aqua was the water type. And granted, when this game first came out for PSP, me and my brother took turns. He played Ventus, I played Aqua, and we both took turns playing Terra because neither one of us liked Terra. But playing all their playstyles, Aqua was my favorite because I always picked the Wisdom Staff, I used magic, so Aqua was my style that I appreciated the most. But all of them was pretty good, especially Ventus. The way he held the Keyblade was always cool to me too.
Ironically, it was weird to play through these characters by yourself, because same as Slick, I also kind of just alternated between them. Me being Aqua, my brother being Terra, and my sister being Ventus.
Hey,
so
Aqua brothers.
Don't say that. Don't say that. It is kind of weird to just go through these all by yourself because you were just used to playing your side of the campaign. Which is also kind of why it was short but long. Playing the 3 characters is around 12 hours each, but when you play it all together, the game is under, if not 40 hours.
Yeah, playing all of them takes a very long time, especially since some of their parts kind of collide, so you're doing the same thing again. Especially if you want to 100% this game, it gets very tedious.
Secret episode though.
Yeah, I'll just watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, the thing happens. Alright. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know.
Oh, you talking about that final boss?
Yeah. The Dweller of Darkness, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, what was that? Was that whatever they're called in Birth by Sleep or Heartless?
Maybe you should have played Maybe you should have played the secret episode.
Nope, just gonna watch it on YouTube. Fighting No Name was enough for me. Oh dang, we didn't even talk about the gameplay in Birth by Sleep for real.
Who cares? Who cares? Just opinion based. Nah.
Yeah, in Birth by Sleep, they switched up the formula by instead of just having a magic bar, every ability that you had a cooldown on its own. And honestly, I like that concept. The same thing with Dream Drop. Those concepts was a lot better to me than what they did in 1. Because, It was more simpler, and then you had a lot more abilities from 1.
So instead of mashing X, you just mash X and triangle. Ooh.
Yep, gotta use that aerial slam.
I use Time Splicer.
I'm trying to remember what that move was.
You stop time and you just mash triangle in order to keep everyone stationary. And then they just die.
Before we get to number 1, here's a few honorable mentions. For me, it's Chain of Memories. Granted, a lot of people doesn't like the card-based RNG thing, but it's really not that much random about it. You get every single one of your cards at the start, and you can set them up the way you want, so you get all the abilities and moves that you want. And truth be told, the bad guys barely ever throw out a 0 or a 9 like out of nowhere, so I don't really feel that it's that random. You get a crap ton of more moves than you did in 1, like a lot of more moves. Granted, it's more lenient because it's basically just a carbon copy of 1 when you go through the levels, but some of the boss fights were really fun that way. And it was during the Yu-Gi-Oh fade, so cards was pretty cool during the time when it came out.
What game were you playing? There's a ton of RNG elements that you can get. Like, just because you'll have a good deck doesn't mean that your opponent won't actually know how to handle it. The game was crazy. Ironically, when you play as Riku, where you don't require a deck, the deck kind of just makes itself later. The duel system, where it's just copy and pasting whatever number your opponent has and just mashing triangle wins the game. That was the stupidest and easiest thing to do.
Yeah, that's why we don't do the duel system. We just beat them up with Riku. The duel system, granted, yes, the duel system was completely stupid. That's why I never clashed with them and used it.
But it wins you the game. Oh god, I didn't even realize how good it even is.
I mean, yeah, it's good, but in critical mode, I swear to you, boss fights, they always throw out a 9, and you can't beat a 9.
Yeah, you can. How many 9s do you think I had?
I don't know, it's a preset deck.
Situational. Well, you can beat out their 9 with a 0.
If you want to bag on a game, how about you bag on Coded? Because that was a crappy game.
Who?
Exactly.
Man, Chain of Memories sucked.
Chain of Memories was okay.
Nah, you're being too fair. Stop being fair.
I'm not being fair, I just happen to like the game.
Yeah, that's being fair. 13 Xehanorts.
So, of course, our number 1 is Kingdom Hearts 2. It definitely blew the water. Not blew the water. What else?
It blew the aqua.
For number 1, we had to pick Kingdom Hearts 2. It was the great successor to Kingdom Hearts 1, and it did everything better. Combat, animation, story. This thing just did everything right. Granted, the tutorial when you first play is 4 hours. Playing as Roxas was still pretty fun.
It was a tutorial of plot. You know how JRPGs work?
Yeah, but that was like one of the longest tutorials I ever noticed. But they made up for it when you get Sora and he is a badass. And then you get this cool Valor mode where you wield 2 Keyblades. That was freaking amazing when you first used it.
The introduction of forms made the game a lot more expanding. Just by acquiring a specific form, you're able to use the Keyblade in different ways that you normally wouldn't be able to. And if you mastered your form, you gained a specific trait that each form had. For Valor, it was high jumping. For Wisdom, it was this dash sort of thing. Master was double jumping and Final was gliding.
The new forms definitely made this game a lot better, and the new worlds is even cool. Mulan and Pirates was amazing. Tron was okay. Going back in time, meeting old Mickey was amazing. And I'm kind of glad that they made Little Mermaid a side story.
Though it was kind of mandatory depending.
If you want to find a weapon.
True, but there are times where it kind of comes in handy. They give you a skill in order to make the ultimate weapon, yeah. Not skill, they give you an item to make the ultimate weapon.
Yeah, they give you the item and they give you the strongest wind magic.
So yeah, you may or may not have needed it. It depends on what you were doing.
But all in all, it's very, very optional unless you want to complete it. And also, speaking of optionals, in the final mix, you get to fight against all of Organization 13, which makes it very entertaining to fight against them.
As well as fighting the Lingering Will, which is just Terra's armor. Because a lot happened in Birth by Sleep.
A lot happened. All in all, yes, this just did everything better compared to 1. It feels a lot better than Birth by Sleep because, you know, Birth by Sleep was a PSP game, so can't really give it that. But 2 definitely brung everything to the table, and they did it in a great way.
Sephiroth.
Sephiroth was great.
Mm-hmm.
Fenrir Crest for life. So that's our top 5 Kingdom Hearts games. What are your top 5s? I'd love to hear in the comments down below, so be sure to tell us. Me and Insavian had a great time doing this, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. Anything you want to say,
Thank you for watching. This was fun. Kingdom Hearts 3 is around the corner, and we're all gonna probably no life it, safe to say.
So be sure to watch us on Twitch. It'll be in the description down below if you read that kind of thing, so I'll make sure to put it in the comment section too.
If you read that kind of thing, right? Not a lot of people read comments too.
Oh crap, they don't.
Yeah. So plug it on screen.
There you go. Bam.
We'll be seeing you.
Yeah, I had to clear my throat real quick.
No, you're fine.
So with that, until next time, see ya.